What's up, you guys? Welcome to Beekeeping from the Basement, episode whatever. I don't even know. Welcome. I'm happy you tuned in. This is a challenging time. I'm not gonna lie. It's 7 a.m. right now. My wife and I, worked late last night. Got up this morning. Typically these days, I'm getting up around 5 in the morning, going to work the bees in the dark, coming back here around 8:30, relieving my wife who goes to work, and then I take the kids, and then she and I swap back and forth in the afternoon during nap times, and I go out and try and do splits and raise some queens, whatever I can get done, come back before dinner, make dinner, and then we work after dinner as well. So it is a super challenging time. I don't need to tell you, I'm sure everybody's in the same boat. On one hand, it's a blessing, right? We're getting to hang out with our kids. We're getting to experience new things, see things through their eyes. But on the other hand, holy criminy, like, how do you get this stuff done? It's really challenging. I feel like it's like juggling these hive tools where, like, it's so exhilarating and exciting and stuff, but if you screw up or whatever, you're gonna stab your finger and you're gonna bleed all over the place, and something's gonna go wrong. But on the other hand, how exciting is this that you're getting to do all these new and interesting things? So, all that aside, I am super blessed, very, very, very grateful that at least I have a job. There's a lot of people that don't have that right now, and we feel for you, and we're pulling for you. I hope everybody just gets through this time with their head screwed on straight. But if I can do anything for you, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to teach you everything I know, and share that knowledge with you so that you can be a better beekeeper. You can go out there and hopefully make some money beekeeping, or just make a bunch of bees and survive, because that's what we're all about right now. So, what are we talking about? We're talking about hive tools today. Very simple, right? Well, it's simple and it's not. If you look, there's a bunch of different hive tools out there. This is just 4. I'm sure there's about 400 if you really get on Google and spend some time. But they all do different things, and some are a lot better than others. When I first started, I got the free hive tool from the kit that I bought, right? Everything's great. I thought they were all the same, no big deal. Well, what I realized very quickly is if you don't have the right tool, you aren't as efficient and you aren't as fast at your job, and you can end up hurting bees and hurting yourself if you're not careful. So this is primarily the hive tool that I use right now. This is the J hook on this side. It's just a simple, it's not, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a multi-tool, multi-function hive tool. It does a bunch of different things. Obviously, it has your L tip here, which is really good at prying. It has a curved, or I guess it's beveled edge here. It's fairly sharp. Be careful. It has a little hook here that you can pry up the frames with. It's got a funky little hole here that you can connect a wire to and kind of secure it somehow. I'll show you in a second how I secure my hive tool. If you notice too, well, it doesn't have it on this one, but one of them I've actually engraved some markers on here, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. If you get into doing hive cutouts where you're removing hives from people's houses for them and bringing them back to your own yards, sometimes it's kind of nice to see what kind of cells or what kind of bees you're removing, obviously. Are they man-made? In other words, did they come from a beekeeper right down the street from where you're doing this cutout, or are they wild and feral? They've been around a super long time. The ones that have been around a super long time are the ones that you want, right? Those are the genetics that are really important. Sometimes you also have a lot smaller cell size. It's called 4.9 millimeter cells, small cell. Typically, most beekeepers are 5.4 millimeters, which is called large cell. There's a lot of debate out there about small cell versus large cell. I used to be a small cell beekeeper for many, many years. Didn't quite work out for me, but I don't want to get off on a tangent. Sometimes I mark my hive tool so I can easily measure 10 cells and how far apart those 10 cells are, and then I know if it's large cell or small cell. Clear as mud, right? Anyways, this is the hive tool I use the most. This is the hive tool I started out with. This is an Italian hive tool. And some people love it. Nothing against the Italians and what they're doing out there. They know much better than I do, but I don't love this hive tool. I like something with a little bit more multifunction to it, but it's out there. And then you can get them in all different colors and shapes and all that other stuff to fit your personality, let's put it that way. So, how do you use a hive tool the best way? Stand by. All right, so you got your hive tool. Here's your super right in front of you. I want you to see a couple things. typically you want to start with either number 1 or number 8 on the frames that you manipulate first, because generally there's the queen and all the good stuff, the brood and stuff in the middle. So you'll take your Hive Tool, and notice I'm not going with a full surface area of my Hive Tool. I'm just going to go with the tip here, just the corners, and you're going to pry. By prying it just like that, you have the least amount of chance of smushing a bee, which could be hanging out right on the side of this frame right here. So you pry it just like that, and then you could take your little J-hook and you just pry up just like that. Pry up just like that. So you come up just like this, lift it out, and you can look at your frame. Always, by the way, look at your frame over your box. Don't look at your frame over here. Look at your frame over your box in case you had a queen or something important on here. It's going to fall right into your box rather than fall on the ground. Guess what? You just stepped on your bee. Okay? So whenever you take a frame out, put it back in however you found it, which is kind of important. And push all your frames together towards the middle of the hive. Push everything together. You don't want to leave your frames out like this, because guess what will happen? You get a whole bunch of burr comb that the bees will build right here, and it makes for a big old mess. Bees are just like teenagers. You want to give them a little bit of space, give them some direction. Don't give them too much direction, or so they go a little wild. All right? So push all your frames together, keep them in line, keep that bee space consistent all the way through, and you're good to go. Piece of cake. So Mr. J here maybe doesn't have the best memory, right? Best short-term memory, let's put it that way. So when I was first starting out, I'd be taking care of my stuff and I would put down my Hive Tool. Bad idea. Never want to put it down because you'll forget it, and this is one of the most important tools you can have in the yard. So what did I do? I went on eBay and I spent about $4 per magnet, and I bought 2 magnets. I think they're called rare earth magnets. Super, super strong. And I got an old wallet, and I put the square magnet on one side and another square magnet on the other side, and I duct taped them kind of in place. So if you let it go, it snaps really, really tightly. So why did I do this? Well, I got an old wallet, filled it up, and I'll take that wallet and I will put it in my back pocket, just like that. Why? Because when I'm done working with the Hive Tool, I'll lay the Hive Tool right on it and it'll snap right to it. When I'm done, pick it up, put it back. Do some more work, put it back. I will never lose this Hive Tool now. I haven't lost one since. Another reason is, if you see, kind of on this tool is a better example, there is a whole bunch of Propolis, and I have some way worse Hive Tools out there. I just didn't bring them today. Propolis all over here. Propolis is a sticky, gummy substance that the bees make. It's antifungal and antibacterial. It's really, really awesome. It acts as their external immune system. It helps them a whole bunch. I love bees that make a lot of Propolis. The only problem is Propolis from your Hive Tool, if you're not careful, can get all over your pants, right? Like if I just put these magnets without this wallet in this back pocket, I'd be putting that Propolis and that Hive Tool right up against my jeans, and I'll make a big old brown spot. My wife hates it. It's embarrassing when you walk through the store. So don't do that. Instead, get yourself a little sacrificial wallet here. Put your Hive Tool, and now all the Propolis and all the gummy stuff, maybe some honey that was on your Hive Tool, gets on that little sacrificial wallet right there. Doesn't get on your pants, doesn't ruin everything. You know, Propolis is like a green, like a brown substance. It's really tough to get out. So you have it on your wallet now, not on your pants. Everybody's happy. You can go home at night and feel good about yourself. So literally spend the $15. You deserve it. Order it online. You don't have to go anywhere. And take care of yourself, because little tricks like this make all the difference in the bee yard. I'm telling you, when things go south and the bees are crazy and everybody's mad because there's tons of honey on there, so they're really defensive, and your smoker's just not being lit, and you can't find your stinking Hive Tool, this is going to save your life. Well, not your life, but it'll make your day, and maybe you'll thank me eventually. But that is Hive Tools in general. Like I said, there's a ton out there. This is just a few that I wanted to give you sort of a rundown about. This is my choice for Hive Tools right now, just because it seems to do the most good stuff for you. I don't really love the older Hive Tools that you have to sort of pry like this and sort of lift up the frames like that. I'd rather use the J hook here to pry it up like that. Hopefully that makes sense, clear as mud. You got any questions, email me. I'll do the best I can to answer them. And if not, I will direct you to somebody else who can answer them. But have a great day. Go out and make a difference. Take care of your bees and take care of yourself. See ya.